LearnVest is a leading personal finance website that has helped over 1 million women effectively manage their money. Alexa Von Tobel is the founder and CEO of LearnVest.
Well, here we are with Alexa Von Tobel of LearnVest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. I was like, how are you doing? It was like a kind of a Western thing going on.
I like it.
You're doing amazing things, and I want to get into that. But first, I want to talk a little about your background.
Sure.
You started on Wall Street.
So I'm from Florida originally. I went to Harvard College. I studied psychology and happiness there. And when I was graduating,
You studied happiness?
Yeah, so I did. I worked
No wonder
in
you
happiness
just like glow. You're just this happy.
I work really hard to feel like I'm glowing. I ended up going to Wall Street, working on this business plan on the side, you know, late at night and on the weekends. And I ended up going back to HBS for business school, and then ultimately won this business plan competition and felt like the idea that I was really, you know, sort of nurturing.
So you won
LearnVest.
the business competition with LearnVest?
Actually, not, yeah, and not a business school one out of Silicon Valley.
Oh,
and
awesome.
So I decided I felt like, given Lehman Brothers going under and what was happening in the world, that starting a trusted personal finance company, what a better time than in like the heart of the worst recession in 81 years. So
Right.
I ultimately moved to New York and I started really trying to build LearnVest, but it was scary. It was just me and a business plan. I hadn't raised money. I hadn't had any commitments of funding. That's a really scary thing to do.
You're really passionate about it seems,
Yeah,
too.
you get to a point where, you know, I always say it's not even me building the company now, the company's sort of building me, if that makes any sense. The company is like in my head, and the idea was so clear and the vision is so consistent.
I love that. The company's building you, and that's
yeah.
true. I think
and
that
it is.
happens.
It's teaching me a lot.
So no, I want you to tell me about LearnVest, and I actually have, you know, if you need to do any, you know, describing with whiteboards, since
Sure.
I noticed you had lots of whiteboards in your videos.
Yeah, I love whiteboards. They're like all over our entire office.
I want you to tell me, first of all, for our viewers, you know, like give a quick overview of what LearnVest does.
Sure. So when I was looking for trusted help for my own finances, and again, you know, I'm a smart girl, and I was like, this shouldn't be that complicated to figure out basics of my own finances. But I felt like there were no good resources out there. I ultimately wanted to build one place where you can go, you can get all the content that you need that's live and up to date with what's happening with, you know, regulations changing, where I can link my accounts in one place and actually see what's going on with my finances. And then if I have a question, where I actually can get the support. Out of the gate, you know, as I was building LearnVest, I was like, I know we can't be all things to all people, so I'm just gonna build a site that literally would be perfect for the things that I need to figure out in my life. And originally we started out being sort of a trusted site for women, and as LearnVest is growing, you know, men are using the site.
I was about to say,
it's
because
quickly growing to
yeah.
being a site that anyone, you know, really can come
Because
and
I don't
use.
think just, you know, women necessarily
Yeah.
need this advice.
Everyone needs help with their money.
Yeah.
That's actually, I always joke that if I ever write a book, it's going to be called No One Feels Good About Money. We have a series of boot camp programs, and boot camps are so cool. I literally invented them because I was like, I just want like a kick in the butt. Just give me 10 days of what I need to do to solve a problem with my money. Let's just say that you're going through the Take Control boot camp, which is literally around 10 days of owning your finances.
Right.
It walks you through everything from how to check your credit score to how to understand your 401k plan to how to think about your credit card debt. It's really straightforward, and it's like really let's own your money.
It's really straightforward, and all of those things are just perplexing.
Yes, right? And again, they're daunting for everyone. They're daunting for people who are older, who are younger, who are well educated, who are not, who have money, who don't. You know, money really fuels so many things in your life, and so our tagline is where life gets richer, because it's not about being rich, it's about being able to live the best life that you want to.
Originally, the idea was a daily candy meets
Personal
finance.
Yeah, and it's just
brilliant.
Our design team is so smart, and they spent 8 months sitting with individuals and looking at all the things on the market and being like, how can we make it so that you can literally know where every dollar goes? And they designed this really smart foldering technology. It literally beautiful folders, like all color coded, and you can drag your transactions of like, so link your, you know, let's say your credit card, and you see everything you spent. And they immediately will go into restaurant and bars, drinks out with friends, you know, shopping, home, personal care.
So cool.
And they just down to the penny show you how much you spend every single month.
So it has kind of a mint feeling,
Yeah.
but it's more than that.
Yeah, we wanted to go and take it to the next level and make it really interactive. And I like to
Right.
think of sort of, we channeled a lot of like Apple and iPad design. We're now content tools and support. And so all of the boot camps, all of the content, and the major tool where you can link your accounts, all that's free.
Right.
And we try to solve as many problems as we can with free
gosh.
resources. And then when you still just have questions and need to ask someone, LearnVest is really here as a trusted, unbiased brand.
When you started LearnVest, did you have any idea that you were going to go into all of these paid services and that kind of thing? Because I think it's really interesting. It's like your customers kind of gave you your direction, which a lot of companies, I don't know, they don't look at it that way.
You always know the thing about personal finances, it's personal, right? So I always knew that people would want to have some sort of trusted element of, and the truth is that I always just think through things in my own lens. I want to ask someone a question. I want to know, optimize me, tell me. So I always knew there would be some element of like that one-on-one, but we just didn't know what form it would take. If you go back to the original 75-page business plan, these things were all covered in it.
75-page business plan?
It was the worst idea. It was like the worst, like me being super type A. No one even read it except me. But what was important was we have listened to our customers, and I think that's any good product manager will tell you the best way to build anything is to directly listen to who you're serving. Ask them what they love, ask them what they hate, ask them what they want you to fix.
I think that's a really good lesson. You're running this amazing company, which really, honestly, it's very inspiring, I think, to women too. It's helpful, it is a trusted service, and it's inspiring for me to see just personally, because you're helping people. You really must feel like you're doing a great thing.
Yeah. One of the cool things is we're not selling a product. We're not selling shoes. We're selling something that is changing people's lives from the inside out, and that's a really, really fulfilling thing. And on those nights where we haven't slept and none of us get to the gym and we're just exhausted and we're like, where did these wrinkles come from?
Oh, please.
We get to talk to millions of people who tell us that we're changing their lives, and like there's nothing more fulfilling than that. To be able to build a product that actually it means something and it does something. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I know you have tons of finance tips. What are some that you practice?
I live and breathe with the budget, and so here's the best way to think about a budget, which is 50% of your life should go to your essentials. So of that money that comes home, less than 50% should go to rent, food, that's groceries, not eating out, transportation and utilities. And if you really make sure that you always keep that under 50% and particularly keep your rent expense under 30%, then you have 50% of your other money that's coming in to do two major things. One, 20% should go towards things like getting out of debt, paying down student loans, or if those are done, things like paying into your 401k or simply just saving for your future. Very few people actually think about that take-home pay, knowing that if you are spending less than 20% of your money towards thinking about your future, then you're really doing yourself a disservice for the future. And then the 30% that's left over is what we call choices. You can spend it on whatever you want. Are you eating out? Are you buying shoes? Are you traveling to Bali? Whatever you want to do, but that's your budget. And if you literally always live within those parameters and those confines, you're going to be in a really good place for the future.
God, I love it. You've made a formula.
It's so simple, and it's the LearnVest method.
I've heard one of the tips that you often say is, don't eat out so much.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, it's breakfast time. We should cook some breakfast.
That's awesome. I'd love to.
Let's start cooking.
Let's do this.
I'll make the tea. What is the number one piece of advice that you would give to a young entrepreneur?
So the first piece of advice would be, don't wait. Once you decide that you're really passionate about something, set some goals, give yourself a time frame, and then really commit to it.
Well, I think we should eat. Here, I made us tea, you made the omelets, and I tried to make sunny side up eggs, so we can put those out as well. But I don't know that they're quite as beautiful.
They're so beautiful.
Well, I think we're saving some money. Let's eat.
Let's eat.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
And I'm like Alexa von Tobel.
And now it's time for your Dits moment.
In a few days or a few weeks or whatever it may be.
Did you see that?
That was awesome.
I've never done that before. I was sure it was going to go on the floor.